Ever cut into a ribeye hoping for that perfect pink center, only to find it's overcooked on the outside and basically raw in the middle? Yeah, I've been there, and it's frustrating. But once I learned the reverse sear, everything changed. It's hands down the best way to get edge to edge doneness with an incredible crust. And today, I'm going to show you how to nail it on a charcoal grill so you get that smoky flavor and steakhouse level result right in your own backyard. Let's get started. Before we even fire up the grill, we got to start with the right steak. Not all ribeyes are the same. And if you want that perfect reverse seared steak, thickness matters. Look for a ribeye that's at least a 1.5 to 2 inches thick. This gives you enough time to build that smoky flavor without overcooking the inside. And don't skip the marbling. Those little streaks of fat running through the meat, that's where all the flavor and the juiciness comes from. More marbling equals a better bite. Now, when it comes to seasoning, less is more. A good ribeye already has incredible flavor. So all you need is kosher salt and coarse black pepper. But if you want to add a little extra depth, try a rub with garlic, smoked paprika, or even a touch of espresso powder. It gives the crust an insane richness. Pro tip: salt the steak at least 30 minutes before cooking, or even better, let it sit overnight in the fridge. This lets the salt really work its way into the meat, making every bite more flavorful. Alright, here's where we do things the right way. Low and slow at first, then a blazing hot sear to finish. If you ever had a steak that's gray on the outside and raw in the middle, this method is about to change the game for you. Why does the reverse sear work? Well, most people slap a steak onto screaming hot heat right away. And yeah, you'll get a crust, but you also risk a dry, overcooked outside with a cold center. Instead, we're easing it up to temp slowly over indirect heat, so every bite is perfectly pink, edge to edge. Then we crank up the heat at the end for that beautiful crust. To pull this off, you need a 2-zone fire. One side of the grill should be stacked with hot coals. That's your high heat zone. The other side, leave it empty. That's where the steak will start its slow cook. Keep the grill steady right around 225 degrees Fahrenheit by adjusting the vents to control the airflow. And if you want that deep smoky flavor, toss in some wood chunks. Hickory, oak, or cherry would work great with ribeye. Now, place your ribeye on the cooler side of the grill and let it slowly come up to temp. This isn't the time to guess. Stick a meat probe into the thickest part of the steak. We're aiming for 120 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit before searing. Depending on the thickness of your steak, this should take about 30 to 45 minutes. And this part is all about patience. Let the grill do the work. And once it's ready, we'll crank up the heat and build that perfect crust. Okay, now the ribeye has been slow cooking, soaking up all that smoky goodness. Now it's time to hit it with some serious heat and build that mouth-watering crust. Once your steak hits 120 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit, take it off the grill and loosely tin it with some foil to keep the juices in. Now crank up the heat. Open the vents, let the coals breathe, and get the grill to at least 500 degrees Fahrenheit. You need that steakhouse level heat for that perfect sear. If you ever struggle with getting that perfect sear, I've got a steak searing troubleshooting chart to help. Just drop sear in the comments and I'll send it your way. Lay the ribeye directly over the hot coals and listen to that sizzle. Sear the steak for 60 to 90 seconds per side. Flip it occasionally for an even golden brown crust, not a burnt mess. Use tongs to stand the steak up and sear that fat cap. And that's where a ton of flavor is hiding. Prefer a skillet? A cast iron pan works too. Same process, but here you can add a little bit of butter, garlic, and rosemary to baste the steak while it sears for even more flavor. Pull the steak off the grill at 130 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit for that perfect medium rare. Alright, you nailed the ribeye. It's perfectly cooked. The crust is unreal. And now comes the best part, slicing into it and digging in. First things first, let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. I know, it's tough to wait, but this keeps all those flavorful juices inside the steak, not running all over your cutting board. Now grab a sharp knife. Seriously, don't let a dull one ruin all your hard work. Take a look at the muscle fibers and slice against the grain. This shortens the fibers and makes every bite buttery tender. Keep your slices thin and even and try not to eat half of it while you're cutting it. No judgment here if you do though. Do you want to go full steakhouse mode? Top it with the compound butter, garlic herb, blue cheese, or even a drizzle of chimichurri. That extra hit of flavor melts into the steak and takes it to the next level. Now, all there's left to do is grab a plate or just eat it straight off the cutting board. No judgment here, because this is how you cook a perfect ribeye. So now you know how to reverse sear a ribeye steak to perfection. But here's one thing I didn't mention. This technique works even better on a massive tomahawk steak, if you know how to handle it. Click on this video right here to learn how to grill a tomahawk steak on a charcoal grill and take your barbecue skills to the next level. I'll see you there.